Good morning. If I can have your attention for a few seconds, I'm Chaplain White, the proud and privileged chaplain of Valley Forge, and grateful to be here. My job today is to announce that we're running a little bit behind. We just ask for patience and guidance this morning, and we're going to move forward. We're going to have a very exciting day. For today is the day that the Lord has made. We rejoice. We're glad in it. For we can certainly see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. So we're thankful. We ask you to be patient with us, stand by, and we'll make this happen as soon as we can. Thank you again for your commitment to excellence. Thank you again for your commitment to your loved ones, the cadets, and thank you again for your commitment to Valley Forge Military Academy and College. Thanks again, and just stand by. Amen? Oh, that was weak. Amen? Amen. Thank you. I'll do it again. Okay. You ready? Good morning again. Some people in the back couldn't hear. I'm Chaplain White, the proud and privileged chaplain of Valley Forge Military Academy College. Just want to say thank you for being here today. We are running a little bit behind. Just stand by and be patient with us. We're going to move the process as quickly as we can. And again, today is certainly the day that the Lord has made. We rejoice and give thanks to God for we can certainly see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Thank you again for your commitment to us. Thank you for your commitment to your cadets, our your loved ones, and the pride of our lives. So thank you again. And if you just stand by and just stand by with us, we'll move this agenda very quickly. Thank you very much. Thank you again. Thanks. Amen? There you go.
See here? The commencement ceremony will begin in a few minutes. Please take this time to silence your cell phones and please take your seats. Please rise for the procession of the official graduation party and the Valley Forge Military Academy and Valley Forge Military College class of 2026.
On behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration from the Valley Forge Military Academy and the Valley Forge Military College and the members of the Board of Trustees, I now declare the 98th commencement exercises open.
Please join me in singing our national anthem. Oh, say, can you
be seated. Good morning. As the head of school for the Valley Forge Military Academy, please allow me to welcome all of you to the 98th Commencement Ceremony. A special welcome to Governor Wes Moore, Colonel Stuart Helgeson, Lieutenant Colonel Braden Drobniak, Mr. John English, board members, the faculty and staff, tactical officers, parents, family members, friends, alumni, and most importantly, the Valley Forge Military Academy and Valley Forge Military College class of 2026. I want to thank all of you for joining us here today to celebrate this outstanding group of cadets. The class of 2026 from both the Academy and the college have had a year full of ups and downs, twists and turns, barrack moves, departure of friends and faculty, yet they have proven themselves to be incredibly resilient, unbelievably courageous, and we are so proud to be here today to congratulate all of you on this momentous occasion. The bond you share as brothers in arms is unique and truly special. Forged through shared challenges and triumphs, it is a bond we hope you will carry with pride for the rest of your life. A bond that will continue to bring honor, connection, and joy throughout this journey that lies ahead. We hope your future journeys will bring you back to campus over and over again as you join the Forge's long line of gray as proud alumni during today's commencement ceremony. As is tradition for the past 98 years, I would like to recognize the following cadets who are the last old men of the Valley Forge Military Academy. Graduating cadets, please rise when your name is called and remain standing with your group. I ask you to please hold your applause until all names have been read. The following cadets have attended Valley Forge Military Academy for 5 years. Randy Hadaway, Caljon Jordan, Leonidas Lascaris, Aiden Sepkowski, Nicholas Wu. I would also like to acknowledge Cadet Rolly Martin Manalo, who has attended Valley Forge for 5 years. He is an Academy graduate from the class of 2024, and today he will be a 2026 Valley Forge Military College graduate. Congratulations, gentlemen. Please be seated. The following cadets have attended Valley Forge Military Academy for 4 years. Igor Babayev, Malik Graniella, Kingston Lewis Ross, Angel Vasquez. Congratulations, gentlemen. Please be seated. I would now like to invite to the stage the valedictorian from the Valley Forge Military Academy class of 2026, Cadet Nicholas Wu, who will be attending Duke University this fall.
Good morning, distinguished faculty, honored guests, proud families, and the ones who are ultimately all here to celebrate, my fellow graduates of Valley Forge Military Academy and College. I competed in the Dunaway speaking competition for 4 out of the 5 years that I've been here. And as much as I try, I know I'm far from a mesmerizing public speaker. So I'll do my best to keep things concise. Today is a very special day for those graduating, for the parents, families, faculty, and staff, but most of all, for Valley Forge itself. I believe that I'm among the many who knew that the Academy couldn't last, but I'm also among the many who were shocked by just how abrupt the closing was. It's been a tough year. Nobody can deny it. And we've lost a lot of good people. But in the end, we made it to the finish line. And now, it's time to move on. To the senior class of 2026, the 98th Corps of Cadets. Let's be honest, none of you really know me. However, despite that, you guys are my so-called brothers in arms, and I wouldn't trade you guys for any other graduating class. After today, we officially step into the great unknown. High school is officially over. Valley Forge Military Academy is over. And it's high time we take our own paths in life. There's only one thing that I ask of you, only one thing that I expect of you as the last graduating class of Valley Forge Military Academy, my senior class. Wherever you go, whichever path you yourself choose to take, excel in it. Prove to me, to your family, to everyone around you, prove to yourself that you made it worth it. After walking across this stage, after shaking hands with the Governor of Maryland, show the world that you still have what it takes to excel in whatever you put your mind to. Memory. Memory is the key. It's all that we have of the past, and soon that's all this will be, a memory of the past. 98 years, 5 of my own. All in all, it's been a good run. So goodbye, Valley Forge. Weird. I don't know why, but I hate goodbyes. Either way, see you later. And now, I would like to introduce Dr. Robert Smith, Provost and Chief Academic Officer at the Valley Forge Military College.
Thank you, Cadet Wu. Being named valedictorian is a singular honor in the academic world. It is recognition that an individual has earned the highest academic grade point average among his or her classmates. At Valley Forge Military College, this honor takes on special significance because cadets have to balance their time completing academic courses, ROTC training and labs, and fulfilling the duties of the Corps of Cadets. They've made a commitment to hone their leadership skills, their self-discipline, and the very nature of their character. Remaining successful academically means that a cadet has had to balance several responsibilities, both in and out of the classroom. And for this particular class, that's an understatement. This class, these cadets are overachievers. We found that yesterday at the awards convocation, and you should ask, if you haven't already, ask them what they did this year and last year, and I think you'll be amazed at everything they had to balance. All of our cadets have shown great academic potential and have worked extremely hard to be here today. As you will hear when we read the names of our graduates, many of our cadets have earned recognition for academic excellence in their field of study. But only one cadet can graduate at the top of their class and earn this distinction of being named the valedictorian for the Valley Forge Military College class of 2026. Allow me to welcome Cadet Jay Screenemeyer, Regimental Adjutant for the 2025-2026 academic year and this year's valedictorian.
There's a lot of you. Oh my goodness. Good morning, cadets, guests, faculty, staff, and everyone in between. I'm humbled to be this year's valedictorian from Valley Forge Military College. The school has been filled with a lot of ups and downs, trials and tribulations, and many nights of just staring at the ceiling wondering, what am I doing here? Why am I still here? From flying out of Utah and entering Pennsylvania to start ROTC minicamp, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Still remember that evil song, Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, on that first day and thinking, man, I really messed up this time. This thought continued to creep into my head through basic camp, going into our plebe period, even through last summer going to advanced camp. One thing kept bringing me back to focus. Every time I wanted to quit, I turned to those around me and realized that we were all meant to be right here. Whether you believe in fate, weird coincidences, or our Lord Jesus Christ above, we were all meant to be right here at this exact moment. The school has taught me a lot about myself, and I would like to thank everyone here for having such a positive impact on my life. Today, I wanted to share 5 quotes that have really resonated with me throughout my time here at Valley Forge. Get Comfortable Being Uncomfortable by Sergeant First Class Douglas. Sergeant First Class Douglas said this to me during Fall FTX, our freshman year. He pulled me away from my squad mid-lane and scolded me for how abysmal my lane was. I forgot everything we learned in class, and I didn't execute the mission at the very end. After the lane had ended, he gave me the piece of advice of becoming comfortable, becoming uncomfortable. I needed to exit my comfort zone, because truly, how are we as leaders expected to learn anything while staying dormant in our own easement? It is up to us to accept that things may suck, but we will get past it to get things done. Every Stranger is a Friend You Haven't Met Yet by Micaiah Green. Micaiah Green, for those who don't know, is my beautiful girlfriend who is somewhere in there. In the pews right now. She's been with me every step of the journey away from home, and I like to thank her family for making a home away from my own. We were in the car one day, and she looked me in the eyes and said, every stranger is just a friend you haven't made yet. And now I encourage all of you, look around you to every peer in this room. There once a stranger that you did not know. Whether you came upon them by accident, on purpose, some third option that I just don't know. They're your friends now. They're your family. And we are all family here at the Forge, and I truly believe that they should not be afraid to get out there and make a friend with that stranger. They may end up being the best thing that's happened to you. Man Behind the Bush by Garrison Sergeant Major Mott. Now, Garrison Sergeant Major Mott, he was a character. He was definitely a character. He also had authority that people would not question. This quote that I just said, man behind the bush, represents the discipline needed to uphold the standard, because you never know who is watching. It's a testimony on how integrity is crucial and that every action you take is being watched. GSM Mott would harp on this phrase a little too much, but it still worked. Trying to enforce that we shouldn't take shortcuts, that there's no easy outings. To do our part as future leaders, we need to know what is right, even when no one is watching, because you never know if somebody is. Whenever you want to quit, whenever you want to give up, remember why you're doing it, by my brother Mason Greenemeyer. My older brother said this to me that day I left home to come to the Forge. He looked at me and said that if I ever felt like I wanted to quit, I just needed to remember why I'm there. With this being said, I want to ask all of you, why are you really here? What is my why? What do you have in your lives that's propelling the next step, that is helping you strive for that opportunity? What is your reason to continue when things get hard? When you know your answer, cherish it for me, as this is your motivation in everything you do. My final quote, Never Act Like You Made It by Major Vimard. I would like to give one big shout out and a round of applause to Major Vimard, please. He has worked day and night to ensure our safety, professionalism, and life skills are upheld. He has been a light for us all to look towards for guidance, or even just someone to talk to when we need it the most. He also sucks at basketball. But he has always said to us, never act like you made it when we accomplish something in our lives. This saying reminds us to be humble, to remember that you're not done until you're done. It shows that no matter how far you go in life, do not let yourself get cocky or get soft, but rather use it to propel yourself to the next best thing. We made it this far, but none of us have made it yet. To our guests and family members who are here today, thank you for supporting your cadets to this point in their journey. It is thanks to you that we have made it this far. To the faculty and staff, Thank you for the lessons, for the compassion, for the care you have placed into this institution. And finally, to the cadets. We've made it far, but we are far from done. Take all the lessons and skills you have learned from Valley Forge Military College and apply them to everything you do. Once you step off this campus, you're a different person than when you first stepped in. Be steadfast in your actions, be proud of who you are, and finally, for the 98th Corps of Cadets, always remember, hold the line. I would now like to welcome Cadet First Captain Aiden DJ Renfro, the 2025 to 2026 Regimental Commander, to the podium. Thank you.
Good morning, team. There's an inside joke there for those of you who aren't in on it. As the 2025-2026 Regimental Commander for the 98th Corps of Cadets, it is my distinct honor to have been asked to introduce today's commencement speaker, the 63rd Governor of Maryland, Wes Moore. A 1996 graduate from Valley Forge Military Academy and a 1998 graduate from the Valley Forge Military College. Of course, I could stand up here and read out a laundry list of his incredible accomplishments. Things like Governor Moore is the first black governor in the state of Maryland's 246-year history, and just the third in the history of the United States. He built and launched a business called Bridge EdU, which reinvented freshman year of college for underserved students to increase their likelihood of long-term success. He deployed to Afghanistan as a lieutenant with the 82nd Airborne Division and led troops in combat. Governor Moore is a Rhodes Scholar, a White House Fellow, and an investment banker. But for me, one of the most important distinctions that Governor Moore wears proudly, having once said that no period of his life was more formative than his 7 years at Valley Forge Military Academy and College. And an honor that we both share is that of Cadet First Captain here at the Forge, and the 1997 to 1998 Regimental Commander of the Corps of Cadets. A staff member at the college shared an article with me which said that because of Governor Moore's role as Cadet First Captain, he interacted with powerful visitors who came to campus, including former Presidents George H.W. Bush, Gerald Ford, and Senator John McCain, and General Norman Schwarzkopf, another Valley Forge military alum. I know Miss Joy Moore, the governor's mom, is here today, and she's quoted as saying that she keeps the portraits of all these encounters on her walls of her den. Miss Joy, you may need to give my mother some tips because I can confidently say that the photos taken here today with your son will be there as well in our home. It is an honor to serve the state of Maryland myself as a volunteer out of Camp Frederick, Maryland, and it is my honor to introduce you today as Valley Forge Military Academy and College's 2026 commencement speaker.
Good morning, everybody. First Captain, outstanding job, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I want to say how much I appreciate you, how honored I am to be in a club that you're a part of. And also to your family, I want to say not just congratulations, but you are nowhere near your ceiling. And the country is excited to see how far you are going to go and where you're going to take this. So congratulations and well done, sir. Well done. To Colonel Helgeson, to Lieutenant Colonel Drobimnak, to Provost Smith, to the head of school, Aaron Barkley, to John English and the board of directors, to all the faculty and the friends and the family and the alumni, I want to say what an honor it is to be here today. I was thinking about how many times I've been in this chapel. How many Sunday chapels? How many Vespers? How many times we've had a chance to walk through those doors and down this aisle? And no time has it ever been more meaningful. No time has this place ever felt so important, so special. I'm so thankful for this 91st graduating class of Valley Forge Military College and this 98th graduating class of Valley Forge Military Academy. Can everyone please put their hands together for this remarkable group of cadets in Maryland? We're proud of the fact that you all are joining this long line of gray. We're proud of the fact that you all are joining a club we're very proud to be a part of. And I know this year has been complicated. I know it's been challenging. And frankly, I'm sorry for it. Because it is not because of you, but I know it has impacted you. It's not because of anything you have done. But I know these are things that sit on you. I know it might seem deeply unfair. But the thing that I will say is this. This is the preparation that you're going to need for everything that you're going to see later on in life. Because life oftentimes will be unfair. Life oftentimes will be challenging. But if there's one thing that I can tell you, that every single challenge that I and every single alumni have ever felt in life, this school helped prepare us for it. The things we learned here, the experiences we had, and most importantly, the friendships that we forged. Because speaking with you as your graduation speaker is not just an honor. It's a privilege. But I know in many ways it is a bittersweet one because I know for the Academy, I never would have imagined being the last graduation speaker and what that would feel like. And I remember when I first walked onto this campus. And when many people ask me, they'll say, even to this day, say, why did you choose to go to Valley Forge? And I had to explain to them, most people don't choose to go to Valley Forge. We were told to go to Valley Forge. And I am in that ranks, where it was a place that my mom had been talking to me about, and I could not think of I know my mom is here, so once again, Mom, I want to say I'm sorry for everything that I've done, but it is wonderful. It is wonderful to have you here in a place that truly has been one of the most important places in my life. When I first walked onto this campus, the only thing going through my mind was how fast could I leave? But as I'm walking back on this campus today, the only thing going through my mind is how thankful I am to call this place home. How thankful I am that this was the place that served as the foundation. Having a chance to be here with people who are ready to take on the world and who are more prepared than you can possibly imagine. Having a chance to come back to a place that holds not just some of my greatest memories, but also some of my most difficult ones. That many people are here today because we are excited to welcome you to this long line of gray. And that includes, I know many people who I had the opportunity to be here with. I know we got members of my 5-year family. For all those old men, I'm thankful that I was one of those old men. I spent 5 years in the academy, and 7 years total when you include the college. And some of the first people that I had a chance to meet, people like my dear friends Tim Lancic, Sean Fox, and I know here today we have Sean's son, Liam. And Liam, I just want to tell you that your dad was my best friend. And he's someone who sits in my heart every single day. And we love you dearly. But I cannot wait for you to get a little older so I can tell you some stories. I remember being here in our first days when I had a chance to meet people like Ty Hill, who my mom immediately pointed out as soon as she came on campus, and she said, listen, I need you to be my son's mentor. And Ty Hill was the company commander of F Company at that time, and I'm sure that's exactly what he wanted to hear from the mother of an eighth grader. And someone who, after I tried to run away from this place, and what a lot of people don't realize that, it kind of became tradition. I'm sure some of y'all might have experienced it. That there is a game that was played oftentimes with the plebes, where for the ones who did not want to be here, they actually gave you maps on how to get out of here. and how I was given a map after the fourth time that I tried to run away that taught me how to get to the train station in Wayne without realizing that part of the whole game, I guess, was giving you a map that led you to absolutely nowhere. And as I was running through the woods back over there and just getting deeper and deeper into the woods, and it got darker and darker and darker, eventually I just heard footsteps, and I realized that the footsteps were actually just my chain of command who'd follow me out because the map was fake. They just enjoyed watching me do circles. And where I had a chance to first meet someone named Ty Hill, who first then took up the word from my mom and became not just a mentor, but someone who became one of my dearest friends and guides all throughout life. That I got a chance to see so many friends, like our friends from the band, which we always laughed at the band because under Colonel Janes, you guys worked harder than everybody else. And we laughed because you always were always out there marching, and then we stopped laughing because at the parades, you guys were the only ones that got applause and cheers from everybody. And Kenny and Hunsick and the whole crew, how these became my lifelong brothers. That I got a chance to see leadership up close when I got a chance to see our TAC officers and people like Colonel Davis and at that time Major, now Colonel Sykes, who by the way is retired and now has a beard. I'm amazed to see Colonel Sykes with a beard. It's pretty extraordinary. And there were always people who understood what it meant to give us a little bit of space and grace as we were going through our journeys, but always understood that we had to uphold a standard. I think about conversations with people like Coach Mike, who was, as I was trying to decide about the Army versus college basketball, and helped to give me guidance, and getting a chance to meet friends like Gary Stills, who reminded me what a real Division I athlete actually looked like. This place holds a very special place in all of our hearts. These people hold a very special place in my heart. We went through the heat together. We went through the suck together. We came out stronger because of it. And my promise to each and every one of you is so will you. This has prepared you for life in ways I'm not sure if you might even fully appreciate right now. That regardless of when or why you came to this place, you are now part of a very unique American experience. That the capsule knowledge that we all had to learn, I'm here to tell you that while it seemed arduous and unnecessary while you were learning it and memorizing it, it is capsule knowledge that you will never forget, and it's capsule knowledge that will guide you and will serve as your foundation. And these folks are your brothers and sisters for life. The Valley Forge taught you what it meant to be served and be part of something bigger than yourself. The Valley Forge taught you something that I wish more people in this society understood, that we will not lie, cheat, nor steal, nor tolerate those that do. The Valley Forge taught us what it meant to actually live by a code. Courage, honor, conquer. And those aren't just words. That's a standard. And it's something that society needs your leadership on right now. I wear three things every single day, and only three things. I mean, in addition to my clothes, but and I wear them because each and every one of them make me better, and even each and every one of them have served as my foundation. The one thing I wear is my dog tags, which you can't see them under there, but these are the dog tags that I got when I was 17 years old. When I was just graduating from Valley Forge and I joined the United States Army. Dog tags that I have now worn every day since, because it served as a foundation for who I am and what I believe in. The second thing is my wedding ring, and because I had the joy of marrying my best friend. and someone who makes me better every single day, and someone who reminds me to be better every single day. And the third thing that I wear is my Valley Forge ring. Not my Johns Hopkins ring. Not an Oxford University ring where I got my master's degree. My Valley Forge ring. I wear it both because every time I see an alumni, if they're not wearing theirs, they owe me the first beer. So I'm testing y'all later on today. But I wear it because without this, nothing else will be real, guys. Nothing else would have happened. I'm thankful that on my graduation day, I had this ring locked by Admiral Hill, who became one of the most important leaders in my life, a person who helped to end World War II, but then spent his years outside of the military making sure that the young men at Valley Forge could become productive and better citizens for all of us. And I'm thankful that Mrs. Hill, or as we all called her, Mom Hill, that she is here today. Mom Hill, we love you, and thank you so much for everything you've continued to do for us. And I'm thankful that together, all those things remind me of the same thing that that ring says right on the side of it. Courage, honor, conquer. And while today you might leave Valley Forge, the lessons that you learned here will not. That I understood courage, or how to serve, from here. And that was my foundation back to service. Courage. One of my earliest memories that I have of life was watching my dad die in front of me when I was 3 years old. That my mother was forced to pick up 3 kids and move to my grandparents' house in the Bronx, and I was angry. I was skipping school. I had handcuffs on my wrist by the time I was 11 years old. That my mom was threatening to send me to military school ever since I was 8 years old. And then by the time I was 9, she started giving me brochures to Valley Forge to show me she wasn't playing around. And I'd look at it and say, Mommy, I know I'm gonna work harder. And then by the time I was around 13 years old, she said, no, I'm gonna send you to military school. And I said, Mommy, I know I'm gonna work hard. And she says, no, you're going next week. And that was my first introduction to Wayne, Pennsylvania. My first days here, we were taught that, and my chain of command was very clear, that I was nothing. In fact, I was less than nothing. I was a plebe. And the whole point was that they were going to break us down as individuals because they were going to build us up as a collective. That there was no more we. There was no more me. Only we. And we had to go through this journey together. Courage. Courage is the decision to stay in spaces where you belong, regardless if belonging there is easy. Where's Cadet Jamal Douglas? Can you please stand, Cadet Douglas? Cadet Douglas is from Silver Spring, Maryland. Before he got here, he was caught between 2 paths of negative influences from friends back home and what he knew in his heart was right. That Jamal had the courage to come to Valley Forge. And at Valley Forge, he has been a cadet of the month. At Valley Forge, he played on the basketball team. At Valley Forge, he ran cross country to become a better basketball player. And Jamal constantly chooses hard over easy. He constantly works to choose right over wrong. And his courage has prepared him that next year he will be attending Cheney University in Pennsylvania and leading a lifetime of service. Jamal, thank you for showing us what courage looks like. Well done. Courage. The ability to do the hard right over the easy wrong. The ability to know the standard and to never let up. The Valley Forge also taught honor. Where after I completed the high school program, I made the decision to stay on at a military college. And after joining the Army at 17 years old, and by the way, joining the Army at 17 years old is complicated because you're not old enough to sign the paperwork yourself. So my mother had to sign the paperwork for me. But after my teenage years, she signed whatever paperwork the Army put in front of her. And 2 years later, through the early commissioning program, which I know many of you are about to do next, I became a second lieutenant at the age of 19 when I graduated from Valley Forge with my associate's degree. After 7 years of the Forge, I then transferred to Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore. And at Hopkins is where I met a mentor of mine and a great and a dear friend, Mike Fenzel, who just recently retired from the United States Army as Lieutenant General, Mike Fenzel. While there, I entered into active duty in the Army Reserves and was promoted as a reserve commissioned officer in the Army, becoming a first lieutenant. And then during my senior year of college, it was announced that I earned and received a Rhodes Scholarship. The plane that took off to send me over to England happened just weeks after 9/11. One of the first transatlantic flights that was permitted. And to be very honest, I felt very confused and very conflicted because as I had friends who were now deploying to go overseas to serve, I was heading overseas to go to graduate school. And Oxford gave me a greater understanding of the world, and frankly, being in England in post 9/11, simply an American accent in Oxford was enough to make you the center of conversation for anyone willing to talk. But I never forgot about the lessons that I learned here. So while the military said, we want you to go on and finish your degree and we know where to find you. And while in 2004, my life, I was at that point living in London, and it was cushy, and I was getting a paycheck from an investment bank, had a nice flat, I knew that something was missing. Because Valley Forge instills in us the importance of living a life of honorable service. And honor means sacrificing our egos and maybe even our safety to do something greater than ourselves. And while I was in London, Mike Fenzel called me, at that time a major in the Army. He was getting ready to deploy with the 82nd Airborne Division. And he ended our call with one simple question: when are you going to get in the fight? And as he said that, I did not just know that that question was indicting. I then looked down at my ring as he said it. Live a life of honorable service. Know that people sacrificed in order for you to be here. Know that the investments that were made in you demand that you be willing to make investments in others too. And at that time, I had yet to honor my commitment to our country and live that life of honorable service. And so in February of 2005, I came back to the United States. I completed my military police officer basic course. And in August of that year, I deployed from Benning to Joint Task Force Devil with the 82nd Airborne Division in Afghanistan, where I led soldiers in Khost, which is forward operating base Salerno on the border of Pakistan and Afghanistan. During that time over there, we realized that we had multiple enemies that we had to fight. Not just the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, but also an entire society that had been left behind and forgotten. Where I served as Director of Information Operations for the brigade, I worked closely with psychological operations, public affairs, civil military, our combat camera teams. I led a team that supported 5 maneuver battalions and 8 provincial reconstruction teams, and our mission was complex and demanding, but our enemy's mission was simple and clear. We were in constant competition with the Taliban for the trust of the Afghan people. Our mission required us to be able to leave our comfort zone, to work to live a life of honorable service. Under constant watch of IEDs and indirect fire, and rocket fire. Typically, we lead about 5 to 12 soldiers on missions. We met with Afghan elders to try to get our message out to the people. And while 6 Taliban had been brought in from the cold when I deployed from Afghanistan, by the time that our unit redeployed, we now knew that hundreds had now joined those ranks. I say that for this reason. If I never attended Valley Forge, I would have never have served in Afghanistan, because this place taught me what it meant to live an honorable life. Honor is approaching every single decision the same way, even when it is hard, and actually, especially when it is hard. Knowing your integrity is all you've got. So you better protect it with everything that you've got. And it's the thing that people will remember most about you more than anything else. Honor is raising your hand to serve. Honor is coming back and continuing to serve. Honor means keeping your word and doing what you say you are going to do, because at the end of the day, that's all you have. Is Cadet Andrew Tucheris here? This is a young man who understands honor, because he decided at age 7 that he wanted to join the Coast Guard. God bless you. At age 7, I was not thinking about the Coast Guard. He came to Valley Forge on a scholarship. He became battalion commander. He received a congressional nomination to West Point and to the Coast Guard Academy, and this fall, Andrew will be a swab at the United States Coast Guard Academy. Andrew, thank you for showing your commitment to honor and what it means to serve this nation. And conquer. That Valley Forge told us and taught us how to conquer. But what Valley Forge taught us is this: conquer is not a what. Conquer is a why. Conquer is understanding what it is that you want to get done, and that knowing that there is only a plan A, there is no plan B. That's conquer. After serving in the Army, I was running one of the largest poverty-fighting organizations in this country, and then I decided to run for governor. I had never run for political office in my life. I do not come from a political family. In my first poll, I was polling at 1%. I'm Not Voting was polling higher than Wes Moore. But it didn't matter, because it wasn't just about a what. Conquer was a why. We weren't sure we were going to win, but the why was very clear, that we wanted to attack child poverty in a way that has never been attacked inside of our state. Because it is completely unacceptable that any civilized society can call themselves civilized when so many children, that their future is being determined before they even have a say. So we set out. We were going to go and focus on making sure we can get this mission done, that even if we lost, we were going to force child poverty into the conversation. And it just so happened that while all the political powers that be and all the political parties and everybody else, they wanted to see another candidate win, it just turned out that the people of Maryland had a different say. And while I was never the choice of the Democratic or the Republican Party, the people of Maryland gave us an opportunity. And it just so happened that when we got there, we never forgot that conquer was not just an electoral victory. Conquer was remembering your why. And so the work that we've continued to do together to be able to create a first of its kind law and a bipartisan law, that Maryland is now the first state that has a state-led and a place-based anti-poverty program in this country's history. That we're able to do things like helping to raise a minimum wage and making sure that we're providing more support to our working families, providing historic support for childcare to get mothers and parents back into the workforce. Conquer was not the what. Conquer is the why. Making Maryland the first state in the country that now has a service year option for all of our high school graduates. Not the what, the why. Cadets, Conquer is not just a destination, it's a demonstration. It's an uncompromising commitment to confront challenges, to refuse to surrender your standards, and to prove your excellence. Is Cadet Caitlin Blevins here? Cadet Blevins. Cadet Blevins understands what it means to conquer. We're in a single semester. Caitlin carried 32 credits and still earned straight A's. And at the same time, she held the top leadership position in ROTC, the battalion commander. She did not choose between academic excellence and leading her battalion. She did both. She did them both at the highest level, and she did them both at the same time. And this summer, Caitlin heads to a competitive internship in quantum space in the beautiful Rockville, Maryland. From the Forge to Maryland, Caitlin, we welcome you, we congratulate you, and we know that you will continue to conquer. Congratulations. Courage, honor, conquer. That's what this place taught us. That's what's going to carry you through for the rest of your days. That's why this place is so special. And that's why it will always serve as the foundation for each and every one of us. You know, I'll close with this. Being here is actually very humbling because right here in this spot, I know, and I know for a lot of our alumni here will remember, this was actually the last place that we saw our former Commandant of Cadets, Colonel Billy Murphy, speak. Right in this exact spot. Because Colonel Murphy, who was our Commandant of Cadets, called us all together on a Sunday evening, which was very unusual. And he told us that he was diagnosed with cancer and he had to leave the school to receive treatment. And that was the last time that we saw him speak. And from this exact pulpit, Colonel Murphy said this: when it's time for you to leave this school, when it's time for you to leave your job, or when it's time for you to leave this earth, make sure that you worked hard to make sure that it mattered, that you were ever even here. Class of 2026, that's the assignment. What makes this place so special was never the buildings or the campus, and definitely not the meals. It was the opportunity that it offered and the growth that it demanded. It was reminding you that all throughout your life you are going to see difficult, and you're going to see hard, and you're going to see tough. That's a given. How you respond to it is the assignment. Valley Forge does not just shape the cadet. The Corps shapes Valley Forge. And because you all are now a part of the long line of gray, you will live a life of service that this country needs. You will summon the courage in your hardest moments. You will honor the people and the country that you serve. And you will conquer because you know it is more about the why than anything else. And even when it's time for you to leave this place, make sure that you worked hard to make it matter that you were ever even here. Hail, alma mater dear. High wave thy colors clear. Thee we shall e'er revere all through the years. Let courage be our stand. Honor our guiding hand. conquer throughout the land. Valley Forge for thee. Lead us with beacon bright. Guide our steps firm and right, so we may always fight. Buff and blue for thee. When our last taps are played, may thou be not dismayed. We pray as once he prayed. Valley Forge for thee. Congratulations, class of 2026, and welcome to the long line of gray. God bless you.
Mr. Barkley, in recognition of having satisfactorily completed the requirements for graduation from Valley Forge Military Academy, I present the members of the class of 2026 for the awarding of diplomas. In celebrating the transition of the graduates from cadet to alumnus, Dr. Glenn Horsky, Academy class of 1974, will welcome the graduates as alumni in the long line of gray. Cum laude signifies those graduating with a 3 5/10 grade point average or higher. Magna cum laude is awarded to those earning 3 7/10 or higher. Summa cum laude is awarded to those earning 3 9/10 or higher. Andrew Tutoris, cum laude. Nicholas Wu, summa cum laude. Caljon Jordan, summa cum laude. Igor Babayev, Ignatius Berry. Daniel Sionic. Jamal Douglas. Ismail El Qasim. Malik Graniela cum laude. Uriel Griffith. Giovanni Guerrero. Randy Hadaway. Patrick Iadarola. Leonidas Lascaris. Neil Matthews. Jeremiah O'Brien. Jonathan Reyes. Leonel Rodriguez Jr. Kingston Lewis Ross. Aiden Sepkowski. Alexander Signatovich. Angel Vasquez. Will the graduating class please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, please join me once more in applauding the Valley Forge Military Academy class of 2026. I would now like to hand the podium back over to Dr. Robert Smith.
College cadets, please rise. Colonel Helgeson, I am honored to present to you the Valley Forge Military College class of 2026. These candidates have completed the requirements for the associate degree or certificate as prescribed by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the Board of Trustees of Valley Forge Military College, and have been recommended by the faculty of Valley Forge Military College for graduation. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of Valley Forge Military College and the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, vested on you by the Board of Trustees, do you confer the degrees of Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, or Certificate as appropriate with all the rights, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto? Cadets, we will now present you with the diplomas you have earned. When I call your name, please come forward to the stage to receive your diploma from Colonel Helgeson. In celebrating the transition of the graduation from cadet to alumnus, Dr. Glenn Horsky, Academy Class of 1974, will welcome the graduates of alumni in the long line of gray. Aiden DJ Renfro, magna cum laude. Kira Lynn Ferrier, summa cum laude. Benjamin Victor Amster. Natalie Linda Service, magna cum laude. Naomi Faith Genevieve Lieberman. Jace David Greenemeyer, summa cum laude. Rachel Lynn Torres, summa cum laude. Ethan James Sebastian Adams, summa cum laude. Caitlin Oline Blevins, magna cum laude. Austin Joseph Bruley, cum laude. Coram Johannes Capensacco. Christopher Marcelino Centeno, magna cum laude. William Franklin Clayton, magna cum laude. Benjamin Francis Canoyer, summa cum laude. Jonathan Andrew Dennis. Israel Diaz, magna cum laude. Salvatore Vincenzo Fonseca. Dominic Goff, cum laude. Luke Emilio Hill, summa cum laude. Michael Kelly. Sean Kim, summa cum laude. Rosalind S. Lara Tenemaza, cum laude. Raleigh Martin Manalo, cum laude. Douglas Gordon McFarland. Joseph Dennison Morris. Ralph Rashawn Nicholson. Sierra High Rivera Zayas, summa cum laude. James Jeffrey Scalia, magna cum laude. Robert Walter Silber, cum laude. Luke Benjamin Smoggy, cum laude. Jacob Michael Smith, summa cum laude. Justin Dylan Soto, magna cum laude. Henry Steinman, magna cum laude. Christian Robert Steffens, magna cum laude. Mason Charles Calloway Stevens, magna cum laude. Samuel Stevenson, magna cum laude. Nathan Malachi Sweet, magna cum laude. Aiden Stead Taku, magna cum laude. Kevin Tran, summa cum laude. Michaela Williams, summa cum laude. Robert Bruce Young, summa cum laude. Will the graduating class please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, please join me once again in applauding the graduates of Valley Forge Military College. Please welcome Cadet Chaplain Naomi Lieberman to the altar to provide us with the closing benediction.
As we depart from our beloved chapel for the last time as the 98th Corps of Cadets, I pray that we would take to heart everything we have learned from our time at Valley Forge, that the friendships we have found would remain true, and the knowledge we have gained would guide us as we continue on our path to becoming leaders of excellence. I pray that not only would we continue to foster the values we've gained and the lessons we've learned, but that we would dig deeper, creating positive impact as we continue on to greater things. Thank you for your blessing on our Corps and on its cadets, and the many accomplishments we have made, both as a team and as individuals. Thank you for your support of so many family members, faculty, and friends who have made these accomplishments truly possible. Grant us the courage to fight valiantly, the honor to lead with integrity, and the will to conquer every challenge before us. In your mighty and holy name we pray. Amen.
Please rise and join in the singing of our alma mater.
On behalf of the faculty, staff, administration, and the Board of Trustees in the Valley Forge Military Academy and the Valley Forge Military College, I declare this commencement exercises concluded. Want to make a little announcement. It is starting to rain outside, so Ms. Clark is going to come up after I'm done talking, and she's going to give you directions on how we're going to conclude with all the pictures. A now final heartfelt congratulations to the class of 20 and 26. For the Academy class, it's been a pleasure. Valley Forge for thee.
We are going to do the photos and cap toss for the college first, followed by the academy. College, college guests, once the cadets have done their cap toss, they will stay out. We will ask everyone to stay in their seats until I dismiss you into groups. College cadets will do a photo and their cap toss. We will then ask all of you. The cadets will process out first, and then followed by your guests. You can congregate in Mellon Hall to meet your cadets. And then we will do the academy photos and your cap toss, and then all of the academy guests and the cadets can stay in here to do additional photos. college class to the steps, please. No. Yep, 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 yep. He's going to be the first. I know. Well, I saw previous too. I know. We have a lot of photographers and videographers. Everyone can feel free to sit down. The college cadets are going to get a formal photo. They will then do their cap toss. The college cadets and the faculty and staff will then be dismissed to Mellon Hall. We will then dismiss the college families and guests to meet them in Mellon Hall. Again, we have a lot of photographers. Please do not get in their way. Please keep the aisles clear. Thank you so much. Kat, come up here. Yep, yep, yeah. Actually, you just search up. Again, please keep the aisles clear. We have professional photographers who are taking the photos. Please do not get in their way. If you are close enough to reach out and touch Major V, you are too close to the cadets. Thank you so much. Please clear the aisles. You do not need to take a photograph. You will get all of these photographs, I promise you. I can't hear anything you're saying. I'm so sorry. No, yeah, I First Captain Aiden DJ Renfro, for the last time, will you please lead your corps out of the chapel? Please keep the aisles clear as the cadets are dismissed. Thank you. Guys, center aisle. Yeah. Okay, then go get them. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Thank you so much. college families and guests, please feel free to now exit the chapel, and you can find your cadets in the Mellon Hall Ballroom. Thank you so much. Or the foyer. We would now like to get the Academy kids. Vehicle.